Foolproof flan for non-bakers. Hello everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. The next page in our taco manual is going to take us to a place that's kind of unexpected. Now, if you're going to have people over for a taco party, you probably want to do a little dessert at the end. So today it is dessert for a taco party. It's my foolproof flan recipe. And even if you're not a baker, I'm going to show you how to make flan in a way that is super approachable and you're going to look like a star. People are going to say, wow, you baked this? And you can say yes. Okay, so first of all, we're going to make them individual. So we've got to have something to bake them in. Probably a lot of you have muffin tins that are like this. You can use this, but it's way easier if you have the flexible ones, the silicone ones like this. And in fact, if this is all you have, well, your wish list probably should include these, because even if you like to make some muffins every once in a while, this is a better way to bake them. So we're going to bake these flans in there. You can see I've put this in a large pan here. If you don't have a big roasting pan of some sort that these will fit into, you're going to have to divide them up, and 2 casserole dishes will work just fine. The whole idea is that we're going to pour water around them to protect them while they're baking so they don't get overbaked. That's one of the things that makes this a foolproof recipe. Okay, so we've got that all set up there. We got to do the caramel part of this first. Now, most flan recipes will have you caramelize sugar. People are afraid of caramelizing sugar. Number one, it's super hot, and if it gets on you, it will really burn you. But also people are afraid of burning the caramel or not getting it dark enough, whatever. This recipe, we're going to use store-bought cajeta. Always look for the stuff that is made from goat milk because it's got the richest flavor. And it comes in a couple of different colors. There's light ones that are really readily available, and then there are the darker ones like this. Usually it says quemado on the front of it, and that's the one that I like, but you can make it with either one. Now, I poured out about a half a cup of this, and I put it into the microwave to get it really fluid, and I am going to pour, we're going to make 8 of these, but I'm going to prepare for 9 because sometimes, depending on the size of the eggs, you will be able to have enough of the custard mixture to actually do 9 of them. Okay, now we've got that there. You want to tilt them around just to make sure that the bottom is completely covered here. You don't have to worry too much. If you get most of it covered, it'll still work out just fine for you. Okay, so we've got that there. We want to lay them as flat as possible here. Now, on to the making of the custard. So this is a sort of foolproof recipe only because I have calculated the ingredients so that they will cook very evenly and they will cook, giving you a little bit of leeway as to when they're done. And so we're going to start off here with 3 eggs in a bowl. And then we're going to do 4 egg yolks that are going to go in here. So I'll show you how I do the separating of the eggs. I do it directly into my hand because that is the easiest way for me to control it. Your hand is very soft, and it will allow the white to go straight through. I am doing the whites into a deli container here because I'm going to save them for something else, and I can just put them into the refrigerator where they will last for several days before I finish using them. Okay, that goes to the side there. Those whites go to the side there. And I'm going to beat them until I no longer see the differentiation between white and yolk. It's all one color. Next thing that's going to go in is the ace in the hole, sweetened condensed milk. Not only does it have a distinctive flavor, but it also is made in such a way that it will help to protect this custard when it's cooking. So dump that in. I already took the top off because if you've ever worked with sweetened condensed milk, you know that it's sticky stuff. And sometimes that taking the top off can get your hands all sticky. So we've got that there. And then I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract because I want this to be very distinctively vanilla flavored. If you want to throw in a little extra, that will always be welcome. Now this takes a second because sweetened condensed milk is very dense. So you have to mix it in until everything is completely smooth. Okay, before we started, I put a cup and a half of milk over a low fire over here to get hot. Now, I'll show you that when I whisk things, hot mixtures into something in a bowl especially, I almost always will put down a damp towel because it keeps the bowl from moving. And I am going to slowly put this in. This is going to heat up the custard mixture, meaning that it will cook more quickly in the oven and more uniformly. So I'm just kind of dribbling this in, heating up the egg and sweetened condensed milk mixture. Okay, that's going to go over there. This will be easiest to do from some vessel that has a spout on it. So I've got a quart measuring cup here. And we will pour into the Cajeta-Lined Molds all the way up to the top. Okay, the next step is to bake these, and we're going to make this little water bath. I put on a tea kettle and I've got steaming hot water. It should be just below a boil basically, but I'm going to ask you to come around and we're going to put this water in here when we get the oven door open. Okay, I've got the oven preheated to 325 degrees, so it's not real hot. I've got my water over here. This is the way that I like to work with putting the water in to create this hot water bath. Let's slide this here. I am baking in the middle of the oven here. And I've got a little space down here where I can pour the hot water. And we want to get to about 1 inch of depth. I always start with a couple of quarts of water just so that I have plenty here. And when that gets to that depth of about 1 inch, which I'm at right now, then I will carefully move this into the oven, not splashing anything. Hopefully. Yes, got that in. These are going to bake for about, I'm going to say 35 to 40 minutes, something like that. You want to check them, and when they get to the right stage of doneness, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, let's check these out. I can sort of tell just by jiggling this that they're almost completely set. What we're looking for is that it looks like almost set Jell-O, but not quite firmly set. So use your finger and just touch them and see where they are. A little jiggle in the middle is the right thing. And then we're just going to take them out, let them cool off in this water bath, and then we'll refrigerate them for a couple of hours to firmly set them. Okay, these are really chilled and firm now. When you touch them, they should sort of bounce back like Jello would. And the next step that we have to take is to release them from the side. So I'm just using a small knife to go around all of them. You do that carefully so as not to cut off little chunks of the flan. Okay, you probably noticed that I kept the blade of my knife tilted toward the exterior of the little molds there. Next thing to do is to just see if you can kind of loosen them up a little bit more. Now I've got this on a half sheet pan. I'm going to put another one on top of it. This is the way that I have found that this is easiest to do. And so I'm going to just sort of move these like that, up and down a little bit, flip them. Okay, and here's where you'll see the utility of working with one of these or two of these little flexible muffin tins, because we can kind of go around here and press in. You can't do that with one of the aluminum muffin tins, but you can shake it back and forth and make sure that everything is sort of out of there. You can usually tell whether or not they have released because they'll kind of come up really quickly and easily. I can feel that. I think all of those have released. Yeah, I think so. Let's take a look at this one. So I peel this off. Beautiful. Almost beautiful. We got these last, oh, those didn't have anything in them. So let's peel these guys off here. Same kind of thing. Make sure that they're released. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That last little one there. Now, at this point, it's really best to go back and scrape out any of the cajeta that is stuck in here. That'll just give you a little bit more of that to spoon over when you serve these guys. And of course, you can do all of this work before your guests arrive, and keep these in the refrigerator is really the best. They're easier to serve when they are cool. And I usually will just grab a small spatula and scoop one of these guys up like that. One of my favorite things in the world, a beautiful flan.